Welcome to this course, Machine Learning for All, and I am Dr. Debraj Bhattacharjee, working as Assistant Professor at Flame University, welcomes you all again for this topic 3, what are the pros and cons of machine learning? So I can say this topic as pros and cons of machine learning and artificial intelligence because artificial intelligence is a superset and definitely machine learning is a subset of that. If I straight away jump to this advantage, disadvantages, or let's say pros and cons, so I definitely start with the advantages of machine learning and artificial intelligence. So first, a very important or definitely visible advantage is automation. Now, all the repetitive works that we humans are doing can be replaced by automation, or we can solve them or we can do them with the help of machine learning as well as artificial intelligence. And definitely this will help the human being to engage in creative and innovative work, and we can utilize our time for better purposes. So next one is the fast and improved decision making. Now, when you have a huge data with you and you have to take a decision based on your previous experiences, for a human being it is very difficult to analyze so many experiences or so many observations. So in those cases, definitely machine learning or ready available one model that is trained through or generated through machine learning can help us to take decision not only quickly, also it can help us take the adequate decision for that particular situation. Now, the next biggest advantage is again pattern identification. Definitely that is related to second advantage or the previous advantage that I already mentioned. When you have a larger data set or too many observations, it is very difficult or it is time consuming for human beings to identify any similarity or any particular pattern that is common inside that huge data, or you can consider them as a trend. That common trend is very difficult to identify with sheer human intelligence. In those cases, artificial intelligence can help us, and definitely this artificial intelligence can be generated through machine learning process. And next one is a continuous improvement. As you know, we are generating data every day, and if you have already existing one model that is generated through machine learning, so that can be improved with the new data or new instances or new observations. So definitely this perpetual learning opportunities definitely gives us that advantage that with the machine learning process we can learn multiple time or we can improve our artificial intelligence model. Last one is a personalization. So let's say if you need a personalized assistant and that is generated through artificial intelligence, definitely in that case you have to build that particular model with the help of some specific observations or particular observations that you want to fit to it. So that is the kind of advantage where with the personalized information or some specific cases we can train our own machine learning model to suffice a particular decision making process. Next, after so many disadvantages, I must talk about disadvantages of machine learning. Now, definitely machine learning generate models that is highly data dependent. So with models you generate through machine learning, it is generated through proper number of data sets. So if you have more data, then you have a better model. So that is one thing that you should look after. Whenever you are generating a model, through the process of machine learning, it should have enough data. And the next disadvantage it has, that high implementation cost. So definitely when you are dealing with large data set, so you need some kind of a storage device to set that or store that particular data. Then to process this huge data, you need a little bit costly computation infrastructure, and these cost of storage and computation is definitely a huge for a particular maybe institution or organization or for an individual body. So next point under disadvantage is the bias and ethics. So model can inherit some kind of bias because machine learning generated models are highly data dependent, and if there is a bias inside the data, definitely that bias will be translated to the model itself and further in the decision making. And ethics is what type of data you are using, from where you are collecting the data, and who is using that particular model and who is developing that model. If these critical points are not taken care of, definitely there is some ethical concern about the model. Lack of transparency, as these models are generated through training or using some large data or previous experiences, you do not know how this internal pattern recognition or internal patterns are generated through the machine learning models. Last, interpretability challenge. So most of the cases, the machine learning models are very difficult to interpret, as all of these models are known as black box models. So slowly, steadily, researchers are trying to find out how the output or the decision making can be interpreted, but still few of the techniques are available for that. So still this interpretability challenge is existing in the research domain or researcher community. So next, if I want to summarize this entire advantage and disadvantages, the 2 points should be majorly discussed. One point is data is everything for machine learning process. As I told, that if you have data that already consists some kind of bias, then definitely whatever model you are generating out of it, that AI, definitely it should be a biased AI. And another thing is that if there is a high amount of error inside the data, so definitely your model is also produce some kind of error in the decision making process. So you can consider this machine learning process as a black box. If you put some garbage inside or garbage data into it, then definitely the decision making process, it won't work as you expect. And the next point is that who is developing and who is using. So it depends on us, we humans, how we are generating, what type of data we are feeding it to it, or what are the points we are taking care of, whether the ethics and values are taken care of or not. And this actually tells you or decide that whether you are creating an angel out of it or you are creating a monster out of it. So again, thanks for listening to this video, and thanks to all the students who are keen to learn and keen to listen to our next videos. Thank you.